Welcome to Kiki's Chat Show. Today is Wednesday, the 10th of March, 2020. Our topic, as we are still discussing African diasporan issues, today we're talking about herbs as an alternative traditional healing method for us, our people. Today, the question is herbs for our health. Have we totally abandoned our herbs? Have we totally forgotten about our herbs? Now, life is made up of an infinite number of choices. Most decisions, such as what you'll eat for lunch today, are small and only slightly impactful, but we have big decisions to make, and the ones that can change your life forever. And when you know where you're coming from, you know you're an African, you know you are a descendant of gods, you know that you are first man, there are certain things you should never forget. Now, today we're going to talk about those things. My guest today is Dr. Phyllis Hendrrichs. She is TAM. People normally call her Mama Africa 1. She's a developmental queen mother, Ghana Federation of Traditional African Medicine. She is CEO of Sankofa UG. She's an advancement of sales of TAM. She's Director of Affairs, and she's Hendrrichs Sankofa Innovations Limited International. She lives in Germany. Now, this is a woman full of so many accolades. I had to read all of that. My tongue was going all over the place. But welcome to the show, Mama Africa.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So, greetings to you all from Germany.
Thank you.
It's a bit cold and it's around 10 o'clock, but because we have the good stuff from Africa, we don't even feel the cold.
Excellent.
Yes, and I trust soon you also have it in your end, at your end, so that we'll be able to enjoy the warmth in the cold winter days. Yes. So just like,
You were saying, just like
the topic has been read already. Our topic today is about our herbs, our origin, and to what extent it could help us in our everyday life, the current situation, a future that we could build ourselves, health-wise, economically, progressive, a legacy we could leave with our children. I took the opportunity to write a little about the history of medicine. So I start with alchemy, which is chemistry today. So it started like chemistry and chemical art in ancient Egypt. Studies have proved that the Egyptians advanced considerably in what might be called chemistry or chemical arts today. They had made many true chemical discoveries, which were of great use to them in numerous ways. In order to understand the progress that ancient Egyptians had made in chemistry and chemical arts, it's necessary to know something of the historical background of this remarkable people and survey their general background. Egyptians have certainly discovered more things than that of all mankind. And don't forget, Egypt is African. Calculatedly, Egyptian priests had a written history going back at least 11,300 years before others. History declared the word chemistry is derived from the word chemia. Chemia is a derived word out of the word Nubia, meaning black, or ancient arts, or black magic, or black arts. This refers to the type of fertile soil that is left after the annual flooding of the river Nile. It means cast together. So cast together means whether it was the pieces of wood and whatever which meandered at a place and then it decomposed and became dark colored in the certain areas of the river. That is the cast together. That is the same way we prepare our medicine, putting the pieces together, and then in the end, it's black concoction. So chemistry popularly known today comes from Chemia, Nubia, Alchemy. The British taking over power in the 17th century changed the spelling to chemistry, further by recording the results of experiments. Alchemy set the stage for modern chemistry. Robert Boyle, in his work, The Skeptical Chemist, 1661, changed the spelling to chemistry, which we academically today, alchemy has played a significant role in the development of chemistry, medicine, and psychology. Alchemy can generally be defined as an ancient art that seeks purification of the soul and immortality in parallel with the transmutation of chemical elements, where gold symbolizes perfection. Egyptians were known in ancient world as experts in many applied chemistry fields such as metallurgy, wine and beer making, glass making, paper manufacturers, paint, pigments, dyes, cosmetics, perfumes, pharmaceuticals, etc. Alchemy made medicines and pharmaceuticals today. Although the alchemists practiced actual chemistry and medicine, turning lead into gold symbolized a spiritual transmutation equivalent to an awakened consciousness present in all forms and forms which created the universe cosmically. So in the Western alchemy, perfection is achieved through the action of the philosopher's stone. So alchemists believed that it could turn any substance into gold, prolong life, and cure illness. The philosopher's stone is created from prima materia. So we are not talking of Western medicine, which is the primitive formless of all matter, similar to our modern concept of dark matter and chaos, the cause of our modern premature deaths. So in this case, this script I had prepared and read at the inauguration of my queenship. So I have Ghana here. Terminology for our death in Ghana today, ages 20 to 25, what a shock. 26 to 32, gone so soon. 33 to 50, obituary. 50, 70, home call. Above 70, celebrating life. Why talk about chemistry when we are dealing with traditional African medicine? This is to come out with a proof that medicine originated from Africa. In Egypt, before Hippocrates, father of modern medicine, was born, a Greek. Though Egyptians are believed to have originated from Asia, the Nubians, the black people, knew the custom of candykisseih, which is the origin of chemistry. The Nubians are in present-day Sudan area, so medicine traces its history to the Akan people of Ghana, which are mixed tribes today, but we are the original Nubians who practice the alchemy, the black magic, the black concoction, and that is what has become our traditional African medicine today. Ghana alone has 40,000 group of professionals in traditional African medicine, professors, medical and herbal doctors, the fetish priests, the spiritualists, all this group together, we are 40,000 only in Ghana. We do not talk of Nigeria, South Africa, and the rest. Each one of us is God. Togo has a lot. So other cultures have their traditions. In this case, we talk of India's Ayurveda, China's TCM, Tibetic medicine, institutions like Paracelsus in Germany, homeopathy, high practical Schule, naturopathy in England are the modern slogans used to describe some of the practices internationally. Under the umbrella of practitioners, we have uncountable varieties of traditional organizations in Ghana, and they all come under GAFTRAM, Ghana Federation of Traditional African Medicine, and we have 3 traditional authorities: the king, Candykisseih, who has the best psychiatric medicine; the Queen Mother, who is specialized in fertility and delivery and very famous in Ghana with a special balm she has created, Nana Krowa. And I am the Developmental Queen International, whose specialization is more into advancing modern and traditional to suit our current lifestyle. So today, I declare to all of us, again, the rebirth and the new birth of traditional African medicine as a global product. It is born and we are going to use it and we will love it. So it is outdoor, it is academized, it shall be standardized, purified, researched, proved to be a modern product for global consumption, and then as alternative medicine today. The circles of sciences is closing. All of them have been tried, tested, tasted, and proved it is good. Yet in the face of natural realities, humanity yearn more and more for nature, because this is who we are and this is what we are. The love for traditional medicine is increasing globally. So therefore, we are going back to Egypt to be the Africans that we are, the Nubians, the originals. Africa's time has come again. Using modern technology, we can do a lot with traditional African medicine. China, the last year, had been able to, 2019, China's sales in TCM exceeded the sales of orthodox medicine. Looking at the story of India's Ayurveda, in the colonial days, Ayurveda was aborted by the English people, and when they regained independence, today we have more Ayurveda universities and clinics in England more than any other place. And even in Germany, it is practiced in the hospitals and it is part of the academia. TCM is a 4-year studies in Germany. And so today, nobody knows anything about Africa. Mama Africa One, the origin of it all. So it is time we come in together, we communicate among ourselves, ask all our various questions. I avail myself for that. Those I don't know, I will still refer to my people back home. But my message to us all today is that our Nubian origin is born into our globe. Our globe without Africa is globeless. Our globe without Africa is motherless. Our globe without Africa is fatherless and rootless, helpless and loveless. Sankwafa Mama Africa One, go back to the roots. So with this, I end up with the history of Africa. Thank you.
Thank you.
So, can I go on, please?
Yeah, you can go on.
Right. I prepared a lot of combination to add up to the current and the situation in which we are, so that we'll be able to get the focus of what we have, what we can do, and then our security now and in the future. So I started this with that anyone with understanding of traditional African medicine, simultaneously having an idea about modern medicine and then the anatomy and the physiology of the human body, understand the function of our human system. So personally, my mother, she never ended telling the story, Mommy, I love you. This you know. So, Mommy could not read and write, but this is her pen. She made sure that she taught me the medicines whilst I was even in her womb. So she always tell the story. Without the medicine, you would not have survived. So she was very specialized in fertility, and my uncle was specialized, he was a general practitioner. So growing up in the village, if my uncle was called to go to a place, he always had those Bermudas, and he never wore shoes. And it may be a woman having difficulty in delivery, and then he would just march there, put the concoction here and there, and then everything will be okay. Sometimes you say, I'm going to go out of the window. Listen, I'm going to whistle. Concentrate yourself and explain to me everything I say when you come back. This is modern psychology, because before the woman is suffocating and her strength will be wasted, he'll give you a bottle and ask you to blow the air inside. And if any one of us experimented, when you blow this way, you can feel that the tummy presses down, going to the direction that the baby could be delivered. Somebody will be unconscious, and when he was called, she would just get a paper out and burn some concoctions. It was even spices. And the person will start to vomit, a cough, and then life will come back. So I got it from my mama and I got it from my uncle. I brought this original thing here to show us all. I'll put it here. So this one I call Love Brewed in an African Pot. In this, we cooked our medicines. So with modernization, what has become today automolecular medicine, in the general medicine, there's a lot of the phytochemistry, phytocomponents mixed up inside there. So we are actually talking about one thing. So where is our differences? And this is what we are here to discuss today. And I wrote that our immune system has enemies that attack us always. So the result is disease. Now, both traditional and modern medicine are working towards capturing these enemies and eradicate them. So the names of the enemies are viruses, bacteria, parasites, etc. Besides these, we also have psychosomatic situations. This is about when you go through traumas like losing a loved one and everything, if you are not able to work it out very well, which also affects our body. And then, like in our language, you say sorrow which eats out your soul. So we have all these things affecting us. It could result into a terrible disease called fibromyalgia, which is like your tissues are just paining all over chronically. So what are the solutions traditional African medicine has? So with the herbs, physiologically and psychologically, the approach is known as ritual, and this is used to cure the ailments. This heritage, though based on scientists, globally, it is not yet accepted, but as a therapy, it has a very successful result. So the origin of traditional African medicine was naturally born through the use of human instincts. So we take, for example, the tongue, the ears, the eyes, observing the reactions after application. So you may be on the farm and you get bitten from a snake or a spider or a scorpion. Where was the modern day facility? So you must immediately get something that will make you survive. So with the tongue, you can test to know what gives you antioxidant, what will take out the poison, and this is how they instinctively gather the information, no matter where they were in different regions. We also have the experimental aspect where somebody might be bleeding and then they just apply. So it could even be a cassava leaf, but it's got some potentiality that will stop the bleeding. For example, if you took the banana leaf, which we use in covering the food, when a woman is bleeding profusely after delivery, you just have the woman sit on that and it stops the bleeding. Today, scientific research proves that it's got vitamin K. So this is how the conversation goes on. People dreamt and then they saw the realities. They also saw the animals consume the product, and then they saw that when it was like a certain epidemic affecting like goats, sheep, chicken, when they consume a specific kind of thing, they didn't get it. Or in the farm, where specific animals like to get their food, and they're also living beings. So through this observation, you know what the snake like to eat. So we know the snake food. And it is so surprising. The snake food has that lines, which actually talks exactly about the physiological outlook of the snake. If we come to talk of masculine potence, herbs, the natural look has a relationship with the effective or the efficacy of the medicine. So if we come to talk of fibroids, you have the tube, which is displaying all the fibrosis aspects, which comes to confirm. So I stand between the two, having learned the Western, but I like to classify myself to my origin, because the more I look to the physiology of and the anatomy of our being, the more I understand our general environment. So your human body, just like ancestrally we believed, is no different from the earth. The rivers are the blood lanes, the vessels, the veins, the arteries. The trees equally form from the brain down to the roots, their own particular areas in the skeleton form. Even the hairs on your hair is just like the mountain outside there. So ancestrally, we related one-to-one with our environment being our health. Therefore, maintaining a clean environment was R and O. This is why ancestrally we had God in the trees, God in the rivers. Wherever they saw that a particular tree had some efficacy, that it cures certain diseases, they declared the place to be a sacred place, a holy place. God was in the fellow human being. So they would tell you, give the language a seat. This means respect the words you bring out. Before there's going to be any misunderstanding in the community, the authorities were together to do what? Help bring peace. In all situations, death, sicknesses, which could result into that disease I mentioned, the psychosomatic situations, people are treated ritually with what we will call over here as essential oils, and they all have efficacies. The smells and everything goes all the way down into your sense organs and really relieve the information. They get you away from daily core so that they will feed you with specific antioxidants. So you have a 3-month period to go through morning. And all this contributed towards the cure, the psychological and the mind and the soul and the body, which contributed to complete being. So the traditional African medicine has a basic philosophy that as human beings, we clean our bodies every day. We clean our rooms every day. We wash our clothes. We even bring our cars for overhauling. Do we do the same thing with our bodies internally? I think this is where the problem starts. So whatever is going on here, we may hear people talk about the immune system and the immune system. What is the immune system? The layman must understand what the immune system is. So what we do as traditional African medicine is the immune system has two forms: the defensive immune system or the specific and the unspecific immune system. So if you took your two hands, left and right, you assume that the right hand is asking you to wash away everything that doesn't belong there. This means through saliva, vomiting, coughing, urine, sweating, and just to leave a word in your mind, I prepared a word to be victorious coups. Victorious coups, the V means victorious in every kind of ailment in which you are. And the coups is CCUSSS. The first C is, the V is vomit it out. C is cough it out. Another C is cry it out. U means urinate it out. S means spit it out. Another S means sweat it out through steaming. And the next S, I just use this word. It's not so diplomatic, but people must understand. Excuse my language, shit it out. So out is out. And if you got a junk out of your body, you have a clean house. So now you can do your decoration. And then the decoration goes after a pure body. You apply all the necessary amino acids, minerals, vitamins, which is the base of your blood, the water in your body, the lymph system. In fact, our body is nothing more than a container which holds the food that we eat, the water that we drink, and the air that we breathe. Nothing more, nothing less. So therefore, if traditionally we understood environmental protection to be the alpha and the omega, the base of our health, then we really understood what God was and what God was telling us. Keeping this body as a holy sanctuary. You even set time aside to fast and pray. In fact, in our traditional system, we have periods you don't even play drums or anything because you need a period of meditation, silence, quietness, so that your spirit, your soul, your mind, and body get a rest. I went further to write about the Orthodox, just to compare with the modern. And the Orthodox had the same approach with a highly polished standard. The language is broken down into anatomy and physiology, biology, chemistry, physics, etc. So this enabled them to understand and could also explain, when needed, the deficiency in the body to the patient, the microbiological, and is able to break down into tiny molecules. So rightful therapies are applied, medication, and it goes on. But not forgetting, in the modern medicine, just as we started the history until today, from alchemy to the philosopher's stone, and phytochemicals compounds are still part of medical treatments. I'm talking of modern medicine. Professionalism, specialization, technology have advanced modern medicine highly, so they can defend themselves. Africa is nowhere. So
Okay,
I
I think we've got to the point where we've done half an hour already, and we only have 1 hour. So a lot of questions I have for you. And first of all, I will reintroduce you again. This is Mama Africa. Her actual name is Dr. Phyllis Hendrrichs, and she is TAM, Traditional African Medicine. That's what TAM is. And she's a developmental Queen Mother, Ghana Federation of Traditional African Medicine. She actually has shops. She lives in Germany. She has shops all over Germany, Austria, and do you have one in Ireland as well?
No. In Britain, Reading.
She has one in Reading. She's in Britain, in Reading. She is in Germany, all over Germany. She's all over Austria. So this is somebody who is using African medicine. One of the major things she has done, and the reason why she's on this show, is because she has cured people who have had coronavirus. And as she said, without me asking her again, I can tell you all that her medicine is, she puts a bit in your mouth, she puts a bit in your eyes, you sneeze, you cough, you shit, you do all of the things to remove
Victoria Coos.
the VCCUS, which is, all of that she's explained to you before, and it has cured people. And so somebody introduced her to me. We spoke, and today she's on the show. She is not here to represent Ghana. She doesn't do anything she does things for Ghana with her work, but she's not somebody sitting here representing Ghana in any way. She is somebody who is into traditional medicine, and her traditional medicine has cured people in different ways. And she took on the coronavirus to help people in hospitals in Germany. So this is not a joke. Now, I have questions for you. People want to know, what do you use to cure the virus?
All right. When we come to talk of coronavirus, it is just a combination of organs which could affected, but we hear of only the lungs. And the lungs is the first vessel which contains the air you breathe, adding up the respiratory system starting from the nose all the way down. So to cure coronavirus preventively, we have like this oil, it's the same thing here. Which one? Here, the oil. Mm-hmm. So we use this oil. Yeah, we use this oil. I don't know where it is. I can find it. We use this oil to apply in the nostrils.
And point the oil to where your necklace is, and then we'll see. Yes, in front, to your front.
All right. So this oil, you put in the nostril, and you can feel the flames come, and then you spit it out. This is just the preventive measure. You can also put it as a drop in the throat, and it is concentrated with antiviral and antibacterial functions from nature. Beta. So at the end of the day, this beta content is exactly what kills the viruses. So you use this as preventive. And then when we come to talk of the situation which affects COVID patients a lot, it's like the body is getting overheated. So we have a group of the blood cells called thrombocytes, and they start getting like, they start getting thick. So in the course of the therapy, we offer you some amount of beetroot juices you have to consume within the time to be able to give it the elasticity.
Are you talking of the mucus? Is it the mucus that gets thick?
We are coming there. We are coming there, please. Okay. So you have to take in that one to regulate your blood system. Now, when we come to the mucus, as you talked about, we have this one. If you took this quantity, this alone, in a glass of water, a glass of lukewarm water or orange, if the patient is really choked in the lungs all the way down to the alveolus, this one will have you vomit within maximum 2 hours directly from the lungs. And if you vomited it out is out. Because the major problem that is killing the people is that the tiny lens which leads the alveolus down with these small blisters like balloons down there. When that one is choked with the phlegms, then the person is suffocating because over there the oxygen exchanges. So when it is filled up and the person is supposed to breathe in and bring information out, there is no exchange, and this is causing the problem. So we work towards it that activates the lungs so that naturally it will bring out the vomit. So we do that, and then we have this one here. This is what we use, for example, daily, and this is a food which was eaten by gorillas. So this one has arginines, which activates your heart muscle, and then again goes straight into your lungs to work against the itching and the irritation and then the cure of the wound. At the same time, if we burnt this, it will activate the lungs to cough. So when you coughed, then everything will also come out through the cough. So after we have used this as emergency to cure the person, because of the toxins that has taken place inside the blood, it affects the heart, and the heart takes the information all the way down to all the other organs. And this is why people have the aftermath. So there, what do we do best? Because the person is having external pains, we apply this balm on the outer part and also at the back side of the lungs. This one could equally be put as steaming in water to steam the whole body, as well as only the respiratory system, mornings and evenings. When we come to the general cleansing of all the organs, we have this. You do day one, these two together. So this one, you take a spoon of it, and then you prepare 3 liters of this tea. You will drink this tea only the whole day, and you take a spoonful of this in 1/4 liter of water, drink it on empty stomach, and stay home close to your WC. It is antiviral, it is antibacterial. It's going to get rid of every toxin in the stomach. And don't forget, your stomach is the center of division. So when it gets purified, then information could be distributed. So this is what happens over there. We go further to cleanse your pH system by using this one. And then we have what we call FEMA to cleanse the hormone system of a woman. We have another one to cleanse the hormone system of a man. And when we've done all the cleansing, we use this two to regenerate and reactivate the
body.
The active immune system. I started by saying the right side is the cleaning, and the left side is the regeneration.
Mm-hmm.
So this one builds and regenerates your system, and because this one is highly concentrated with all the amino acids, vitamins, minerals, you can also hear of people talking about in Europe using vitamin D and whatever. It's highly concentrated here. You have over 90% of it here. Vitamin E, which advances the after the cells have been regenerated, it advances it further. We have the vitamin C's, we have the zinc, we have them all in here. So this revives your body back to life, and our method concludes by giving you a healthy life, even when it comes to magnesium, which gives you sleep. Because COVID will make you really feel every tissue down under your body hurting. You need magnesium in such moments to activate the muscle functions. And all this is concentrated here. So personally, every single person who have died in the COVID period, you don't know how I feel for the people globally, because we've never been allowed to talk. No. But for people who know me, one second, please. For people who know me, I have used this method at the intensive ICU, you call it in English. And the person may be there 3 months in coma, just the application of the nostrils, the nose drops and whatever, they start sneezing and come back to life. Both in Ghana and Germany, there's no COVID patient who had come my way that did not survive.
But how do people get hold of you? Because right now, people are getting COVID, and I've never heard of you until recently. So how do people, and somebody is asking, what is in the tea? Is it chamomile, or what is the composition of it? And
okay. Our compositions is basically from moringa, from baobab, from cocoa. These are the compositions.
Okay. Now, how do people? So for people in the UK, can they contact the shop in Reading and then get it? Because now we have a lockdown. So if you're buying something, you have to buy on the internet. I don't know how we're gonna do that.
My basic problem trying to elevate Africa this way is that our people have never been one. So I set up the shop for the person, I move away, and I go back, and in some cases the shop was empty, no product, no money, no human. So this is my basic problem at the moment. At the moment, I am people can only order from this end. So beside the fact that I need us to come together so that we pursue this trade together, also besides COVID, to elevate our economic standards and dignify ourselves, I have a serious problem. I've done the surveys, I have had people represent, but there is no cooperation. And then again, on the other side, I have the European side, which is also bombarding me with the laws. So this is my condition. But per postage, we send all over.
Okay. We're gonna get your address and put the postage, the postage in the information box, so that people who want to contact you can. But one of the things that I also want to ask you is, can people with underlying conditions use your herbal medication?
Yes.
Like if the person has kidney problems, or the person has hypertension, high blood pressure, etc.
Just like any clinical activity, I get a people. I'll prefer that to give my number to the people. I have to do the diagnosis to be able to attend to them individually and then be able to prescribe.
So can you take the herbal medication and then go for the vaccine? Do you think people should go for the
vaccine? As much as I respect Orthodox medicine highly, as I mentioned earlier on, the more I study into the philosophy of God and the beautiful and so beautiful and complicated way as He created us. I trust so much that He has answers for us in nature. And like I mentioned, we are left and right. Let us one clean, let us one build. And as long as we are nothing more than a container of food, water, and the air we breathe, I will still, no matter what. Because if you are so used to that nature, anything, anything become allergic to your body. For example, the telephone. Everybody uses telephone. I'm highly allergic to telephone. When I hold it, I can feel it. I can feel the waves right in my veins. When somebody sits around and takes the phone, I can feel it hit right here. So there are a whole lot of things people do as normal. My body cannot stand it, like smoking. If I stay around smokers, I bleed in my nose. So I don't want to tamper with what God has created. And the fact is, I also wrote in my information, we are not against vaccination, because actually vaccination originates also from Africa. Like we have the cutting on the hands, on the face, and the side at specific points where it's all related to specific nerves, which will get into your brain and everything. So it had a meaning and a purpose. And it is the same thing as I read earlier on as this concussion put together. It is the same thing that was fixed in there. Yes, so vaccination is nothing new. But I am definitely not going to allow anybody on earth to tamper with my mRNA. No, absolutely none. Honestly, if legally they will put death here and life here, I will choose death.
Regarding liver, right now there is a recent increase in liver and kidney diseases in sub-Saharan Africa. What is it that they don't know these herbs? And
they're a bit silent.
Sorry?
I can't hear you so well.
I'm talking about liver disease and kidney disease. There's a lot of it in Africa now.
Yep.
What do you think we need to do about it?
We need to clean our ocean. We need to stop drinking water from plastic, because naturally we are not synthetic. So if you have little children eating porridge in plastics, if you have people preparing the banku, I just mentioned the banana, the plantain leaf, and the efficacy in it with vitamin K. Today, Ghanaians rather put the plastic inside that natural thing and cook the plastic into the banku or the kenke before they serve it out. So if you experiment, just go buy a chicken and then use a plastic to wrap around the intestines and then stretch it. So if this is what you are consuming daily and your kidney is got something called glomerulus, and this is what glomerulum, this is like the sieve that screens out everything that you consume before it transfers the blood and the hormones and everything where it has to go. All right. So if you keep on feeding your body with those things, how do you expect your liver to work out the food activities and then be able to take all those plastics out? So our body, like I mentioned, even the stomach, it's like the ocean. You see, everything you throw into the ocean, it spits it out. So if we look back to the ancient people and people like our grandmothers and whatever, how they grew older, happier, without having any of this, what they call civilization diseases, then please. And then it comes to our dieting. We've had young people in Ghana there, they would rather go to McDonald's and Kempinski and buy that wachi never cooking home themselves. So we are poisoning ourselves. And then we come to the contamination of our rivers. Don't forget, the gold is a metal. All those metals get into your rivers. And even if you tap on the wall and the water comes in, it's the same poison you are consuming. So until we go back to our roots and begin to understand that no matter how high medicine will advance, if we still don't treat this body as a holy sanctuary, we are the problem. So cleaning the kidney, it goes back to the same detox and then regeneration, but the best way will be to go back to the roots.
So there is another issue people are asking me right now about allergies. When you talk, like the way you spoke about that you are allergic to telephone, some people are also wondering that, for example, licorice root is not good for high blood pressure, or ginseng makes people have, it stresses you out and affects your pressure. How do people know what they are allergic to and they are not allergic to in herbs, with the herbs? If they just buy the herbs, are they, what if they're allergic to something in the herb?
I have to generally come back to say, when we come to talk of our herbs, the problem is we need more security in that area, because our researches and whatever is not that far compared to the others. So you have to know whom you are buying from, and you have to be sure of what you are buying. I stand behind what I have, and I diagnose, and then I therapy from A to Z. So it would be difficult for me to generalize herbs.
Okay. So you would prefer that people call you, you diagnose before you give them whatever it is that you need to give them.
That's very important, because when you talk of blood groups and everything, lifestyle, environmental influence, everybody is different. And when you come to talk of allergy, the allergy I'm talking about here is just about the fact that I love that natural environment so much. So in my case, it could even be psychosomatic, that everything that is too modern, my body just says no. And it's not only the telephone, but if I sit in my husband loves cars and he has that very modern type, and I sit in there and I just can feel the pain. So this is me. And an allergy has different forms. Now we are getting to the spring and many people have allergies, whatever. This is the solution. You just take this and then you vomit everything out. Allergic patients are very, very vulnerable to the current COVID, because it's got to do with the lungs, and then asthma patients as well. So just get the mucus out of the lungs. That is it.
I think that everybody who listened to this show, apart from one or two nurses, they have learned something. We've learned the history. Alchemy is something that I embrace. I trust alchemy. I know a little bit, but you gave a huge history of it all. You have told us a lot of things we've learned, and I think people need to research, and we all need to realize that I have learned through coronavirus that our diet in this country, especially us in the diaspora, our diet, we have not paid attention and we've taken our eye off the ball. And the food that we eat is what is giving everyone diabetes, high blood pressure, this and that. It is the food we eat. We were not created for the cheeses. A Chinese man knows that he's lactose intolerant. Therefore, their milk and the cheeses and the things they eat are manufactured for them. Whereas we think we can eat everything the white man is eating. In fact, people feel pride when they eat the white man's food. What they don't realize is while you're eating all of these things, you are making yourself ill. So, yes, we've learned a lot from you. I'm very grateful that you came on the show. Very short notice, but you are ready to educate people. I think people should do a little bit of research, and I'm going to put your contact details in the comment section, and people can get in touch with you if they feel that they would rather go the traditional way.
Sure.
Dr. Hendrrichs, I am very, very grateful you came on the show. I want to thank you for being an amazing guest, because I have learned a lot from you. And I will put you in contact with a few people who keep asking how they can get diagnosis from you. People also want to talk about blood types, blood groups. So we shall put it all there. Thank you for coming to my show. Thank you.
Thank you.
And guests and listeners, thank you for listening. Thank you for all your comments. They will all be answered after the show. Thank you very much. Doctor, stay on while I go. Stay on the line. I'll talk to you in a minute.
All right. Thank you.
Bye-bye, people. Be well.